Welcome back everyone. Today we're in the Giants editor on the 10.0.10 version for Farming Simulator 25. I'm Jewel and this is the Jewel's Peaceful Valley map. Appreciate everybody. Welcome to the premiere and or video. On this episode I'm going to do a tutorial about the destroyable objects, which is the rocks, where when you use that little machine that with the spike on it that hammers the rock and breaks it, and we're going to do that. It's a mission, so I don't exactly know where I want to put them all, but for the example's sake I can get them here and I can always change it later if I need to. Alright, so what we're going to do is jump on into the main game Riverbend, and what you could do is go ahead and go to wherever it is. So wherever yours is, I'll open up a new thing just so y'all can see. Get your File Explorer open. If yours is in C drive, wherever you installed your Farming Simulator 25, go there. It might be under Program Files 86. If you have Steam, under Steam, Steam Apps, Common, and then of course whichever farm sim you have. My 19 is in there, so I'm going to go to my 25, which is in D drive. So mine is in Steam Library, Steam Apps, Common, Farm Sim 25, Data, and then in this case Maps, Maps US, and you would go under the Map US i3D. So you double click it, pick the one you want it to open in which editor, and then in this case 10.0.10, hit OK. I'm not going to do it, I already have it open. You wait for it to open and be patient, and don't rush. So then this one is the one. So I already highlighted it so we can see them quicker, and basically you're going to come as soon as it finishes loading. Give it time, be patient, come over here under gameplay, click it, and it'll open to this, and then click open the destroyable objects, and you'll see all these different rocks. So you're going to want to get that whole group. Highlight it, and you're going to go to File, Export Selection with Files. You're going to go to wherever your map is installed. Go to, in my case, Documents, My Games, Farm Sim 25, Mods, my map name, which is 13 in this case, Maps, Maps US, and in here we're going to make a new folder, and we're going to title it just as we see that written, destroyable objects, and I like to write it just as I see it, so you don't have to. And I'm going to copy that, so we'll highlight it, right click and hit copy. I'm going to double click this folder to open it, so make sure it opened in the right one. And it's going to be empty because it's a new folder. And you're going to click in the file name box, right click and paste. Then you're going to hit save. Do you want to get the parent directory structure? Yes. Do you want to keep game relative paths? Yes. Now, you're done with that. You can click off of there, and you don't have to really look at this again, so you could hit X, and when you do, it'll ask you a question. Do you want to save it or not? Hit no. You do not want to save your main game. That is your main game. If you do any changes, if you accidentally change something while you're in there and you hit save, you just changed it. So don't do that. Hit X and then no, you don't want to save it. Okay? And now you're going to have to open your map. So wherever your map is, open your i3D to get in here. Okay? Now once in here, you're going to kind of get where you think you might want some of the rocks to be. So let's just say it's going to be some over here. I may move these at some point. I don't know. We'll just have to stick it here because I really hadn't picked any spots. I just want to show y'all how to do it. So you're going to hit File, Import, and it's going to come right back to wherever it should, and like where you just, whatever you just done. If it doesn't, go back through to wherever you had put it in your map, whatever folder, whatever you named it. Then click on the i3D and hit Open. It's going to bring it in, leave that piece here at 0, 0, 0. So once you do that, you can open this, and really we could go ahead, and what you can do is hit the middle scroll wheel while this piece is highlighted. Go on and close that though, and hit the middle scroll wheel and hold it down and drag up until you see game play, and let it go in there, and you'll have it in here like they do in their map. Okay, and then you open it, and then you're going to pick your first one and then your second rocks and so on. And so I'll pick the first one that says, well, we could skip that one, but I'm probably not going to put it by the watchtower again, I don't imagine, but I'll move these again later, so I'll go ahead and just pick in order. What I can do, if I still want these to stay in this lump sum, I can create a transform group. I'm going to put it in there. I'm going to put it in here. Now, this transform group needs to come right here. So put it on one of these rocks or whatever. It'll be better. Hit Control B, left mouse click, and then click on here, hit Control, hold it down, and then left click while you're holding that down. Let go of Control, hit the middle scroll wheel, drag it into there, and now click on that. So now when you move it, it'll be a lot easier. Well, we can delete it in a minute, okay? So now we're going to go back to where I was trying to put it, way over here, and we're leaving that other one at 0, 0, okay? Now, let's say that it'll be somewhere near this or something. I don't know. We're probably going to have a road here. So why don't we put it just like over here. Control B, left mouse click. And then we can lift this up. And we'll just maneuver it to however we figure. We'll have to obviously mold ground and do stuff. So this part looks like it'd be good. And maybe if we move this way, maybe the rest would kind of land close to right. Some of it would have to come up either way, so we'll see. Alright, so you can get one of the rocks landing kind of right if you want, and then you can situate the rest of them, and then you can just raise your ground to those rocks, smooth it. If you don't like that, just get it over just a little. But anyway, pretend that we're going to have to lift the ground up a little to get it to make sense. So we're going to have to do that part. So what I'm going to do is leave that where it is. I'm going to hit the sculpt mode. I'm going to make sure it's on left mouse button, replace, and smooth on the right mouse button. Make this bigger. I'm going to hit Control R right there where that dot is next to this, to bring that ground up to that level, and do the same over here and get it all around kind of close over here. We're going to be smoothing that out, don't worry. Bring this up as well and bring that back a little and get it a little further away, so if we were driving on it, it would make a little sense, and then smooth it. So smooth all that. Now obviously I'm not actually putting this here, so but for the example's sake, it's good enough. Okay? Because I'm not ready to put rocks on here. We ain't done enough work. But you can see we got to bring it up a little more. So what you're going to do, the best way I found is hit Create Transform Group, make a new one. Hit Control B as in boy, because it's already highlighted the new one. And then left click where you want it. Grab this Translate Y, right click Copy, click Height. Click in the replace box, right click paste, and now you got the height for sure. Hit the sculpt mode back on, and then make it the height that it is. It's just the easier way to deal with it. I don't like having to do all the guesswork. Just, just get it to where it should be. Pull that a little further back, just to make sure that when we're doing our job or coming up on there with a vehicle, we could get there. There we go. Okay, that's good enough. And there you go. It's not floating. We could come here, we could bust them. We could make it whatever we want it to be, right? Alright, so that one's done. That, we can move this transform group with us when we get ready to. Okay, so now we've done the first ones, right? We did all 4 of these, and now we can move on to the next one. Now if we click on the next one and hit F, we'll find this same situation as before. So there's one or two options. One, we still know we got to pull these out of this transform group, so we can just reuse this transform group. Or whatever, we can throw these in there and then use it. But we got to have one either way. So it depends on how you want to do it. If you want to go on and take these out, click on one, hit control, click on all the rest of them, and then let go, hit the middle scroll wheel, drag it into this one, the 0 one, not the first 0 one, but the second one, which is the number 1 rock. Now your transform group is in there, and you'll be moving it out in just a second. Now you're going to open this, and you're going to take that transform group and drag it into here, into the second one, let go. Now you're going to take this transform group and make sure you can see your rocks. So you're going to go under the ground to that rock level. Okay, just so you can see it. And then you're going to click on the transform group here and hit Control B, left mouse click, left mouse click. Then you're going to click on here. Then you're going to hit Control, hold it down. Then left click. I'm holding Control down, left click till it does it. Let go of Control. Then you're going to hit the middle scroll wheel, drag it into there, click on it. Now you can move it as a whole group. Okay, now you're going to pick a spot for these rocks. And where do we want those rocks, huh? I don't know. We could pick just about anywhere. Alright, so let's go ahead and say, I don't know, where should we put them? Should we put them some over here by the beach? I don't know. Problem with that is I'm not going to be able to test it and show you. So I'm going to put it where I won't have to drive 100 million miles to show you that it works. I should have done that with the other ones. But we'll have one that works. And if one works, then they all work, right? Everybody's like, I'm not so sure about that. Okay, so what if we put it in this neighborhood and where there's going to be a bunch of houses? We could put it in the forest. This is going to be a forest, and I don't mind it being in an actual forest, and you cut the trees down, then you go find the rocks, and you're like, oh, look at these rocks we can bust up. So Control B, left mouse click, and we'll see if we can't get these things right. Bring them around, find a spot where it makes sense to maneuver. You don't want to lift up too much ground, but, you know. That was a yard. That was a house there as well. So it could be right here at their little spot here. You can lift it up a hair. You can bring it over. Whatever you got to do to make it make sense. I don't know if I want to go that far, do I? Are we on a slant is what I'm wondering. That's okay. For now, anyway. Should work out okay. And again, you can go underneath there and get that transform group from the bottom because it was an empty one. And Control B, left mouse click, grab this number, right click, copy. Make sure you got it and go into the height one, in the replace box, right click and paste. Roll up and hit this, and now these may or may not be at the same height, and if they are, hopefully it works. If not, you just move to the next one and adjust it. So just gonna get this one down a little to the spot it needs, and you can test the others and see if they need to go down or up. Okay, so it was a level, they did make it level, so that's interesting. Alright. I'm just giving it a little more room just to make sure I can smooth around the edges. Make it look okay. There we go. Nice. Now, that one's done. And we can tend to what we gotta tend to. Just peek down. It looks fine. They're touching. They're not floating. Good. Alright, so now that one we don't need to worry with. We'll get it in a minute. This one we can put it out of there into that one. Alright, click on this, hit control, left click, and again, and then let go of control, middle scroll wheel, drag into number 2, and then click on this one to open it. Then click on the transform group and hit the middle scroll, drag it into number 3, let go. Make sure you're in number 3. You can close these because they're done, so you don't get confused. Now you gotta click on this transform, but you gotta go here first, click on one of them and hit F to get there. Then you're gonna hit this transform, Control B, left mouse click on one of the rocks. Click on one of these, control, click on left click while you're holding control, all the way down. Let go of control, middle scroll wheel, drag in the transform, click on transform, pick a spot. Oh look, it's already at a kind of good spot, honestly. That's not a bad spot, really. We could slip back here and it's in a little forest and you have to tend to it. Or we could put it at the opening. This is supposed to be some trees here, so we'll put it at this opening right here. Control B, left mouse click, and then of course I accidentally clicked off of it. So click back on it and then lift back up, and we can just come down and of course maneuver it in whatever way. I might just pull it forward because I think I could get closer on this side to a better spot. Okay, so I am gonna have to maneuver it a little bit. So we'll put this side over here, kind of where we want it. We'll come down where we can see under at where to get. Scroll down, grab that transform group again, Control B, and roughly speaking, left mouse click where you want it. Right click, copy, height, replace box, right click, paste, back up a little. It's gonna knock this down just a little, but hey, it don't matter because we gotta drive up here anyway. We need a little bit of a decent area to drive. Fix it, make it however you see fit. We can always clean up the top of this later. I'm not worried too much. We can mold it and smooth it. It's going to be trees up here anyway. There we go. And we can bring this up more so that we know we can drive on it. We'll pull this a little further just to make it a better smooth spot right there for us to get up there. And there we go. Alright, and well, that one's floating. You could just keep going till you get what if there some of them might be higher than others, so you may have to do it again. If it is, just go down and make sure that one's highlighted, that transform group, Control B, left mouse click, get the number, and do this one. And you just keep doing it and get each one, and turn that on the sculpt mode. And in we go as soon as it lets it load. There we go. And try not to get the other side because apparently it's at a different level. And then smooth it. And look at your other ones. Click this off. And then go look. Looks like it's decent. Now that one might just be floating. Every little bit there. It's floating, I think. It's kind of tough to see it the way it's doing. Alright, we're going to have to lower the numpad of the nav speed. Go ahead and press minus on the numpad. down to 1 so we can get in closer and get a better look. It makes it easier. Well, it's not really floating much, is it? Very little. Alright, we can fix that. Hit Control B and we'll just raise it up a little more. We'll just pretend it should go up to here. It ain't gotta be perfect. It'll still do what it need to do. Alright. You can see they all are a little bit off on this side, but that one matches on that side. And then you just keep maneuvering until you get it right where you want it. Wait for it to do that. Bring that down. And you can see it went, I think it went up just a little, but it didn't seem to go up much, did it? So we must still not hit a very good spot. Let's go see. Did we? Ah, we must have. Sometimes if you hit it, okay, so it is touching. Well, it's not quite touching. I'm gonna bring it up here. Control B, way on up higher. So we can get through with this. Alright. You don't have to do it like that. You can use the add and just do little increments. It's really up to you. You can mold this. Y'all know how to mold. Or sculpt if you'd rather say. There we go. That's better. And just, oh, I didn't even need to do that. Let me undo that one. And then that one needed a little touch. And there we go. Perfect. Alright, so now we can put the numpad back, nav speed back up by pressing the plus key on the numpad. Maybe I shouldn't go quite that high. I want to fly around, it looks like. Alright, back up. Now we're going to do the same thing. Click on this, hit Control, get all of them. Get each one. And once we got them all, let go of Control. Middle scroll wheel, drag up to there, let go. And again, open this one. Hit the transform. Middle scroll, drag into it. And then click on one of the rocks. Hit F to get there. Click on the transform group. Hit Control B to put it on the rock. Then hit this rock. Hit Control, hold it down. Click all the others to send that group. Gotta be patient because sometimes it takes a second. Let go of Control. Middle scroll wheel. Hold it down. Drag it into transform. Click on transform. And you can back out. Now we can go move it wherever in the world we want to put it, which I don't even know where that is. Where do we want it? For now we need to get it closer to here. We got one close to there. Maybe we should put one behind the school. There's going to be there. Well, there's a school. This is a football field. Why don't we put one near the water? I don't know. I don't want to really change my water level. That's a bridge. We don't want to put one there. And we're probably going to have a road come through this. So, I don't know. Where should we put it? Over here? Let me see. We got one there. We don't want to go too far. Why don't we just put one over here for temporary? Like I said, I'll have to move them if I need to. We'll just put it here. Just to have a place to put it. Alright, so Control B, left mouse click. Bring it up. Bring it over. Figure out where we can best lay it to the ground. You know, without too much other molding. Because we don't want to have to mold too much. We could leave some of that like it is. I mean, it looks decent. Most of it's there. I think if we twist this around and pull it forward a little bit, that we might get the rest of the rocks where they need to be and get that one up a little. Let's see. That one's slightly floating. We'll just pull it down a little. Alright, let's click off of it so we can see. That's floating a little. Not terrible. I think that's good enough for now. We're right next to the trailer park. That's funny. Okay. Where there was a trailer park on the last one. Alright, so let's just go ahead and hit the sculpt mode and try to do a little bit freestyle. You can do it for just hit Control R over here and it make it, or go further down, lower to make it go down. Just try to get it. See how it went lower? Then Control R right there a little higher to get it back up a little. See, and that got it on down a little bit. You can do a bunch of little things to get it where you need it to be, and then whichever one looks the best you go with. There we go. And this one needs to come up some, but I don't think it's any higher levels. So you can take this number, put a dot 50 behind it, and then lift it up a little, and then smooth it a little if you need, if that was too high. And you can go down again if you needed to. I think that's good enough. I don't need it to be perfect. This is just an example. And we're going to click on there, control all of them while we're holding it. Left click them all. Give it time. Let go. Middle scroll wheel. Hold it down. Drag it into there. Open the next one. And put this transform group in there. Middle scroll wheel. Drag it in. Let go. Shut these other ones so you don't get confused. Because you can see that was the fourth one. And now we're on to the fifth one. Click on one of the rocks. Hit F as in Frank. And come here, click on the transform group, Control B, left mouse click, click back on this rock, hit Control, hold it down, go through all the rocks while holding Control, still holding Control, let go of Control. When it highlights, hit middle scroll wheel on the blue highlighted area, drag it up to the rock 05 and let go. Now, once it's in here, whoops, I think I made a mistake. I should have put it in the transform group. Alright, so hit that. Make sure your transform group's where it needs to be. Click on here. Hit Control, left click. Wait till it highlights, still holding Control. Let go of Control. Put it in the transform group. My bad. Left click on there, highlight it, and then move it where you need it. Which I have no idea where to put it. We're not going to check all of them. And I'm obviously not going to leave them all wherever I put them. So, we could put it up here somewhere. Where they got to look out and they see all that. I don't know. We'll stick it here. Control B. I don't really care. I just got to put it someplace. Move it away a little bit so if we lift it up it ain't gonna matter, or we'll try to put it over here where it's already lifted up and twist it a little bit. Maybe make it make a little sense. Sometimes it fits if you turn it a little. Alright, so this one's not quite going to fit no matter what you do, so you just try to get a couple that kind of fit like so. Well, that's kind of going to work right there, ain't it? And then we'll just get these right here with the transform group at the bottom. And Control B, left mouse click. Get the number, copy, height, replace, right click, paste. You got to keep your steps going in the order, otherwise you'll make a mistake. And we still have some XML, some stuff in a different XML. So we'll have to make sure you stay tuned so you'll see what to do. It's not the same, and I shouldn't have added that one. But this one works. That one's lower. Okay, we'll just go a little further. Get this fixed, and we'll fix that one in a minute. Smooth it out. There we go. Smooth all around. And then grab lower over here, Control R, and then tap it till you see a spot that you think is right. Control R again on that area so that you keep it at that level and you're not actually going past it. And then smooth in between them. And that's good enough. There we go. And that one's done. Back off. And if you want, you can just go back up to the top. And then you'll see it. Click on the rock. Control. Hold down Control. Get all the rocks highlighted. As soon as it turns blue, just be patient. Let go. Control. Middle scroll wheel. Drag it back into here. And on you go to the next one. And it is the last one. Click on transform, drag it down into it, close this one, and you're going to click on one of the rocks, go to it with F as in Frank, click on transform group, Control B as in boy, left mouse click, click on the rock, hit the control option, and then click all the rocks again while holding down Control still. Then when it highlights, let go of Control. Just be patient, let go. Middle scroll wheel, drag to the transform group, let go. Click on the transform group, back out of there. Oh good, it's over here. Well, let's go ahead and put one across the map. I don't think we put any over here, did we? Maybe we should. Maybe in this forest right here. There's gonna be some trees. I may make even more trees. I'm not sure, but we'll put it here. Control B, left mouse click, drag it over, drag it, lift up a little, and we can fix this. Come on over, go down, maneuver in, go down to the bottom, grab the transform group, Control B as in boy, left mouse click. We might have to lift it a little, it's a little low. Click on there, put it in replace, paste, back up a little, not that far. Click on the sculpt mode, almost done. And then we'll load this up with some dirt under there. That one can come on up a little too. We can pull it all up actually. It's going to be a little difficult spot, but we can manage. Knock that side down, knock this one down. We'll get it even lower in just a second because it needs to be. Give it enough room that you can kind of work with it. Smooth it out, which I can always change some of this, like I say. It's not permanent unless I want it to be. But I just want to show so you don't have to wait around on it. There we go. Smooth this out. Try to make it nice and smooth. There we go. So you can actually get up to the spot. This one needs to come down, so I'm going to come down a little past this where it's a little lower on the hill. Control R to grab a new replacement number. And then come over here, roll down a little, tap it, and then hit Control R to keep it at that level. So it stays at the level I chose. And then pull some of this out. And then smooth it. Smooth, and smooth. Good enough. Now you get it. And there you go. You got another rock there. Now you could have went a little more. Whoa, it's deeper. Quite a bit deeper. Maybe we better... Let's get it down here. Control B. Left mouse click. It's quite a bit deeper. I didn't realize it was that deep. And paste these numbers in again. And now we'll do it again just to make sure. Alright. As soon as it does this little thing, roll down enough. Now we got it better. Knock that edge off over here. Get this one down. This one probably could go, well, we don't want to go too far with that one. Alright, smooth it out. Make it bigger and it smooths out nicer. Just try not to hit the rocks too much when you do. Just tap a little bit because you'll make it float again. I don't care if it's floating a little, should be okay. Alright, it's decent. I mean, some of it's floating. Well, it's not much. I'm gonna leave it. Alright, should be good enough. Go on up. Get it out of there again. Control, get all the rocks highlighted. When it highlights, let go of control. Be patient. I'm still holding control. Let go of control. Hit the middle scroll wheel, drag it into number 6. And now you can delete the transform group. And now you have them all in some place or another. Now when you click on that, you see all your rocks wherever they are. So if you was to run around the map, you'd find your rocks as you see there, and over here, and everywhere. Okay? And when you click on these, your thing's still over there at 0, and the rocks are over here. And then you don't gotta hopefully worry about no program and none of that, because it was wanting to move with it in a weird way, so I didn't want to move it. Okay? That's why I did it this way. So now we have that. We need to save it. So let's save it. Then we're going to go out of the map and go to the US XML, not the placeables one. I'll show you in just a second. And we're going to make that visible that I had made go green in the XML. You know how you put it as green where it won't call it? We're going to bring back that mission or that spot. So once it finishes saving, we're going to go ahead and go to that XML, and we should be almost done. You can always double check everything. Always check your other areas to make sure that you're getting everything. But we should be okay, and it should work once we open it up in that XML. I don't think there's anything in the store item area, obviously, because it's this mission, so it shouldn't be nothing in there you need, and nothing in placeables XML, as far as I can remember. So you should just be alright with the map XML or map US XML, whatever it's called. Alright, so let's go look. We're done in here. Alrighty, now we're going to go ahead to the map US XML. So let's go to wherever your map is. Go to your maps US, then maps US XML. Highlight it, right click, edit with Notepad++. When you come in here, you'll notice that in this case I've already made it purple, but it was green because I had blocked it out so that it wouldn't make an error for those missions, because I didn't have them on there yet. But in this case, we're working on the rock one, the mission for the rock one, and so we're going to leave these greened out. And if you don't already have yours greened out, you just add this last little piece here to the end of your stuff here, and then you add this beginning piece, and it'll green this area out. Then later you can delete those and make it back purple. Now we have this here, but I had to change the file name spot to go to my map where I put that i3D at. Now the flag one, I'm going to leave it calling it from the main game. Okay, we still have to get that one. I forgot to mention it earlier in the video, but right now we're going to work on this and then go to the flags and the other stuff. There's other things we still have to do yet. Alright, I know it's a little long, but hey, you're going to have missions that work on this, at least on the rock one. We hadn't done these yet. We will be getting on to these at some point, so stay tuned for that. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're just going to know wherever in the world you put this i3D at in your map, and this is the Destructible Rocks spot i3D. So you're like, well, where's that at? Okay, so I don't know. Let me go back to here. Now this one, I didn't show it be added, but I'm fixing to show you how to add it, okay? So to save time, I already added it, but I'm going to tell you what to do, so don't panic. Alright, so after you saw me mold the ground, get these rocks in place, I did all that maneuvering and everything you saw me do to get all the rocks in all the places that I picked. Um, you need to make sure that you paint your farmland, okay? Uh, what I ended up doing just to make sure that it was going to work and not have to, since I'm not really ready to paint my farmlands, because I really ain't ready because I hadn't picked my field spots. I don't know where everything's going to be, but I'm just throwing this in there for a tutorial right now, early, a little bit early, before I've even painted all that. Okay, so what I did is I just used which ones that Riverbend had used. So Riverbend had used um, farmland. Let me just turn it on and then that'd be easier to show you. Alright, so turn on your info layer and hit Control R as in Richard over this little spot where the rocks are. You can see this one's 86. Okay, now you don't have to use those numbers, okay? It'll still work, whatever ones you use, but I was erring on the side of caution when I first did it because I wanted to make sure it worked, you know? So if you copy what they did, if there's one little thing that's not matching up, then you're going to have a problem, and so that's why I did it. But I did put one of them on a different farmland and it worked, so don't think that you can't, okay? I don't want you thinking just because I did that, you have to. Alright, so what I did is I just went into the Riverbend map, looked at their farmlands, where the rocks were, and were the ones that I knew that were the mission. And then I just wrote down what the farmland number was, just temporary. You don't have to do that. You can put it whatever the farmland is for wherever you had stuck your rocks. So put that number, okay, and paint that area. But you do need to paint it something so that you can have it in your farmland XML to this spot, so it'll be at least something that can be, so it can put it in the information in game. You'll see it when we go in game. I'll show you what I'm talking about. But basically, paint it, turn on your farmland, come to this spot, pick which farmland. So you just come over here, you click on farmlands right there, you put the number on which one you want to paint this, and then you paint it. You just left click and hold it down to paint that area. Of course, it's on add on the left mouse button, and it paints it down. So I just made a little circle around it because I don't, later I'll have to repaint that and make sure that all that's been adjusted, you know. But for now, that's good enough. So paint your farmland and on each spot where you did the rocks. So I did mine on different ones. I would have to go up the list, turn that back off, and go to this here to find out where my next one is. I'd click on it, hit F as in Frank, then come over here, back out, and then come up here, click on the farmland info layer, and then of course paint it. You would have a different number, so whatever your number is going to be, I'm jamming it, so bear with me, I don't want to keep clicking. My mouse is acting up. My other one, my brand new mouse that I just got, broke. It's not wanting to do the middle scroll wheel button. So then I grabbed my old one, but it's kind of acting up because that's the whole reason of getting a new one. And so just bear with me on this. Alright, so this one you would paint. So pick whatever number, whatever one you wanted. I had picked whatever they had picked. So, but even though they're in different spots, so whatever their 5 or 6 or however many it was, I believe it was 6. So it's 6 rocks. I actually picked all 5 of where they had picked for farmlands, just the number randomly. Like one was 66, one was something else, you know, one was 86, whatever. 2 of them was 86 actually. And on the 2, I went ahead and made the other one 87. So I made the 6th one, instead of having it have 2 on it, I put it as 2 separate ones. So I made it an 87, and so then that let me know that it will work on whatever. I didn't have to program anything extra. See, that helps you when you're a beginner, because then you know that you didn't have to change anything for it. So you could do most of them one way, and then you could do one offshoot, and then you would know, oh, okay, well, it still worked, you know. Alright, so paint all the spots where your rocks are, just a little bit around it. Make sure you don't leave any pixels out. We still have to go into the farmland area and make sure that that is, you know, showing. Now, if you had just left yours as it was, it'll be in there. The 86 will be in there, and it'll already have some information in there. But it just depends on how you had done your farmland XML. I haven't shown that yet fully. I've shown it a little bit, but on this particular round, I hadn't showed it like painting my whole map yet. Alright, so what you'll do is you're going to go to the farmlands in your map folder. So here's my map, and I'm going to go to my config right here, go to farmlands, right click, edit with notepad++, come in here, and you can see I picked these numbers here that you see: 61, 66, 86, 87, 92, 93 was already there for the BGA. So if you saw me do the BGA, you saw me do this one. Alright, and then of course, what is that, 26? So all of them was the same, and I just basically greened out the original from Riverbend, and I did change these. Y'all, if y'all watched from the beginning, y'all seen me do these first ones. But then when I believe I did this on the blank map one. So go look at that one if you want to understand this part. And then, meaning that's the only ones I changed. And then these I just left the same. Like I put this little thing here, and then I put it down here to block it out. And since I had added that one, I didn't want it blocked out, so I had moved it, remember, up one here, and then left that one there because it's supposed to stay blocked out. Now, so what I had did is I just clicked here, dragged over, right click and hit cut, and then brought it down here. Click to the beginning, right click and paste. So I brought them down here just to get them out of this bracket so that they won't stay green, and it'll work. It'll still work. You're just getting it out of there so it'll turn back purple. And so these are the ones that are for my rock areas, so that they'll have a farmland, and they already had grandpa and the forestry and grandpa and the forestry. So that's what their choices were in Riverbend, these numbers, except for 87. The rest of them was the numbers that they had chosen. One of them, 86, had 2 rocks removal things on it. If y'all can remember, one by that tower and one on that road going down from the tower, but it was all farmland, 86. Alright, so that'll help you. That means you can put more than one on a thing, so just remember that too. So if I had wanted to leave it on 86, I could have, but I didn't, so I wanted it on its own thing, so I did. So then once you do this, you make sure you add these in here. You're like, well, I don't even have a farmlands thing. Well, go to the main game area and get one and put it in your map, and then do what it looks like here. Just basically, you know, set it up. You would have to set your whole farmland thing up at that point. So then you're just going to need to go back to the beginning of my tutorials and go from there, so you can follow along when I did this piece, and then you'll start to understand for the beginners. The rest of y'all already know, and I ain't going to belabor the point. So save it after you put these, or whatever numbers that you had chosen, cut them from the list and put down here to where they'll be purple, and then leave the rest blocked out till you get ready to do them. Okay, that just saves you from having errors and other things in your log, so that later, because you only want it to show an error on it, what's really an error at that time, because you know you hadn't added them, so who cares if it's an error right now. But you don't want to be reading an error when you don't have to. So that's what blocking this into the green. It won't call these in the game yet. Okay, so once you're done with that, and you've painted it on the rock spots, and you've added it in here, you need to go on over. We still have to add the flags and the spot information. So you're going to need to go. Alright, let's go back to the map, the Giants editor for a minute. and we'll minimize this. We'll go back to the first spot, F, to go back to the first spot. You can see I already added these flags, but there's more stuff you got to add, and I just want to get you in there, show you. Alright, so we need to go get some stuff, so I'll just show you the path to it, so I don't want y'all to get confused. Okay, we already did the destructible thing, so y'all already seen me transport that, so that's let me see. No, we didn't do this one in the video. This is the one we got to do now. So what you're going to do is you're going to get this, and you can put that in your map. Okay, so if you were working on all of them, you could go ahead and throw them all in there. But like I said, I blocked out the other two in the XML so it won't call them. Even though I threw them in there, I have not done them yet, but I will. Okay, so stay tuned. As soon as I can, I'll show a video on that. But it may take a little more time because I've got other stuff going on. Alright, so what you're going to do is you're going to get this. If you don't know where it is, just go to wherever your game is installed at on your computer. And go to Farming Simulator 25 Data, Maps, Maps US, Missions. And then you'll see these three things. Then you just highlight it and right click and hit copy, not cut. Okay, and then you're going to go to your map, wherever your map is. So if it's over here, you're going to go to there, and you're going to go to this area. And in this case, I made a missions folder, so you can make a new folder and call it missions, and then you'll see that we have it here. Okay, and so you right click and click paste after you make that folder called missions. And then now you have this thing called Destructible Rock Spots. Alright. And so this one is Destructible Objects, which is the rocks themselves from the Riverbend map. But down here, the rock mission spots is going to look like these, where it says spot 1 through 6. So if you was to come and open the one I just showed you right here, the main game, you know, where you installed your Farming Sim 25 one. If you was to double click this one, I'll go ahead and do it to show you. Open it, you'll see that what it shows is those spots. So if I close that and open this, it's going to show these spots. Now if you click on one of them and then you come over here, you can always check these little things, and you'll see it has this information. Well, when I did mine a little different than this, it wasn't wanting to pull that up, so I did it manually, and I bet it worked in the game, but I had forgotten that I needed to speed up time to get my contract to show up, because I was like, well, why is it not showing up? But anyway, long story short, then I redid it the way I'm showing you now, with it on its original one without making it, and it worked. But it probably worked before when I did it all by myself, just made it, but I didn't speed up time, so I didn't notice that the rock thing was working. I just didn't speed up time, and I couldn't see one. Alright, so bear that in mind. You need to speed time up so that a contract will come up and show you that it's actually there, because it's not just going to instantly be a contract there all the time. Alright, so these are the ones that you're going to be needing in your area. This is the radius, and if you get an error about the radius, it's because you don't have this information to each one of your spots that's going to define that area. Okay, alright, so then X out of here, don't save that area. You're going to bring this one in your map, but through the one that you put on your map. Or what I ended up doing was I went ahead and dropped it in. I grabbed it from the main one, held left click, hold it down, and drug it and threw it in. Because again, like I say, the original one that I had put the stuff with it, let me go down, that I had added this stuff to manually, it didn't work, but it probably actually did, like I said, because I didn't speed up time and I didn't realize it did. And so I ended up overwriting it when I dropped the newest one in, because when I dropped it in straight, it kept all that information, and I didn't have to manually do it. That's what I'm trying to say. So basically drop it in. So just take this one. I'll just do it so y'all won't be so confused. And I'll delete it. Just drop it in. Okay? Then it's down here, and then you can go from there. I'm going to minimize this. And then if you was to click on it, you're going to see when you click on that, it's got the information you need. I would just say leave that where it's at. You can put it on what you need it on. My bad, let me click it again. They took it away. Alright, so you can see it has one on each one. It's different. I left it the same because I really don't care as long as it works. But if you want to change it, you know, I would do it the original way first, like it is. And then if you want to change it whatever you think. But it's the radius of how big the area is that it's going to be saying to do or whatever. Alright, so what you need to do is once you get this in here, you're still not through. You got to click on each one. So if I click on this spot, you can see it's in the center of these. So what I had to do was the new one I just brought in, I had to click on the first one, and then I went back to my rocks, my first rocks, which are these, and I made sure that I was at that spot, hit F to get there, and then I clicked on my first spot like this and hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and it put it in the middle of these rocks. That gave me my center of my radius. And then I went back up to number 2, hit F, and came over here. And you have to adjust because we got floating stuff right now. Now remember, I'm going to show you the flags, so don't panic if you see the flags. Go to number 2, make sure this is number 2, Control B as in boy, left mouse click, Do that over and over again. Number 3, F as in Frank, back up a little so you can see. Go to number 3 on the spot, Control B as in boy, left mouse click. Go to number 4 up here, hit F as in Frank, back up, go back down to number 4, and then hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, go back up, go to number 5, hit F as in Frank, back up, come back down, hit number 5 on the spot, Control B as in boy, left mouse click, go back up, number 6, F as in Frank, and then back up, and come back down, number 6, Control B as in boy, left mouse click. Then you would hit save. I'm not going to because obviously I'm going to be deleting this. But I can go ahead and delete it because I can still show y'all from this one what to do. You know, I don't want to save it, but I will show y'all. This is the same thing so y'all understand when I show y'all it. I'm going to delete that one. I have this one, okay? You won't delete that one right now at least because you got to get it all in your map thing. Alright, and so what I ended up doing was, since I just got through placing all those little things, then it's going to have this ID number. See this ID number? 189921. It needs that in the I3D. Okay? So we had dropped that one in, and it may or may not have had it once we save. But if it don't, you need to, what I ended up doing was exporting this with files and overwriting the one that was there. So I just basically highlighted it and clicked File, Export Selection with Files. Went to this Destructible rock spot one that's in my map, not the main game, make sure now. And then clicked on it and clicked Save and overwrote it. Okay? And that way it gave the numbers that I have to it instead of the numbers from the main game, because it's got the otherwise it's got the ID of the main game stuff, right? So when you drop that in from the main game, we copied all these in here, they got the main game ones. But now that we overwrite it, they're going to take on what we have here. See? So I'm going to hit cancel. You go ahead and overwrite that on that one. Now we'll go ahead real quick and go to that in my map and click on it on the I3D in your map. Right click and edit with Notepad++. You're going to come in here and you need to put these spots at the numbers that they are if they don't already show up that way. Now I had to change mine I don't know if when I overwrote the second go round that I did it, that it would have did it or did it anyway on its own. That's a possibility. So you can test that theory, look at your thing and see if it matches. Because like I said, I did it 2 different ways when I first did it. And I didn't realize that, like I said, mine probably would have showed up about a sped up time. Alright, so, but you do have to do the translation if it doesn't show up on its own, like where yours is. So, you're going to come back in here, you're going to go back up to the number 1, hit F as in Frank, alright, and then you'll see you're at your number 1, click on spot, and you got these numbers, see, and so you can hit to the end of the number, hit Shift Control C as in cat, and go back to here, and on number 1, paste in that number right there. Okay, so if we jump back to this area over here, you'll see it says the same number. See? So, and I already changed every single one of them. So you're going to do each one of them that way. And if for some reason your node ID didn't overwrite and put it as what yours should be, you need to change that too. But you're going to change number 1 up here to the right number, and then that same number up here on the first one, you're going to change it to that exact same number 1 number. Number 2, you're going to change this one to whatever your number 2 is on your ID number, which I'll go show you. My ID for number 1 is this. So I would copy it, come back to here, and paste it here if it didn't already do it. Then I would come over here and paste it here. Right click and paste. Okay, then number 2, I would go get my number 2 spot and do the same thing and then put it here. And number 3, put it number 3 there and there. Number 4 here, number 4 here, number 5 there, number 5 there, number 6 there, number 6 there. See, and each one has to have that information. Okay, so I had to put it, I'm assuming you probably still do, but you might not since you overwrote it, so it may have already went ahead and put it there is what I was saying. Like I say, I did it manually before I overwrote it, so I probably didn't have to do it manually potentially if I'd overwrote it, is my assumption. If you see what I'm saying. So you would go to number 2, click to the end, Shift Control C as in cat, come back over here, go to number 2, make sure you're between these things, right click and paste, and do the same thing over and over on the spots that you got. Number 3, get this number, Shift Control C as in cat, come back, do this one, do each one the same way. Okay, then hit save. Make sure you hit save and make sure all your IDs are the right things that match these in order. Okay, and this one too, rock mission spots, make sure it has the right node. So if that one had a different one right here, this big number word at the top, make sure that one is the same as the one in here. If it's not, change it. Then hit save. Alright? And that's got that one. Now we need to do the flag. Okay, so you're going to come back to your area. You're going to go back up. You're going to go back to number 1 just to make sure you're there. Alright? And so we need these flags on there. So what you're going to do is you're going to go to your main game wherever you installed it. And we'll just go here to where we were and back up some. We're going to come to data, shared, I believe it, and assets, and then marker, and then roll down, and you'll see rock mission flag. And now that you have that, you need to just drop it in there. So take that and just drop it in. Then you're going to come over here to this one, and you'll see it don't have, well, this particular one has that. So see, it has this and this. This is the pole and this is the flag part. So that's why it's together. But you're going to be duplicating those. So since you already brought yourself to your first one, if you didn't, go on back to your number 1, F, just so you can stay in a certain order so you know you did your flag. You're going to click on your flag, hit Control B as in boy, then left mouse click, okay? It's going to put a flag there. Now I'm obviously going to have to delete that, But you see I stuck a flag. It don't matter exactly where it's at, just stick it in the center of your rock the best you can. It got to be perfect. And what I did is I started going in a certain order. But you shouldn't have to do that either. But I started just going in a circle like this on all of them. Now you're going to, with that being highlighted, hit Control D as in dog. It's going to duplicate it. Okay, and then you're going to just come to the next rock, hit Control B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. Then you're going to hit Control D as in dog, make another one. Control B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. Control D as in dog, Control B as in boy, left mouse click, left mouse click. And now you have them all there. You're then going to go up, click on number 2, hit F as in Frank, go here and do the same thing. So that means you already did them 4, you need to duplicate again. Control D as in dog, Control B as in boy, left mouse click, and do that over and over, and just do it I would say just do it in the same type pattern. So typically I was starting here and going around. And so starting at the top, going around. So you do it however, it don't matter. You don't really have to do that. Alright, and do each one that way. To have one flag on it. Okay? And when you're done with that, you're going to make a transform group. Create a transform group. And you technically could have put it in there beforehand if you wanted to. And then what I did is I just named mine this name. So I clicked on here and I copied this name. I hit copy. Then I clicked over here and I named this that. Right click and paste. And then I took these here and I hit control and held control down and left clicked on each one of these flags and let go of control, hit the middle scroll wheel and dragged it into here. Then I take the rock flag mission one, the rock mission flag one, and you would hit the middle, I'm not going to do it, but you would hit the middle scroll wheel and hold it down as you drag up while you're holding it down until you get to placeholders. And then when it highlights placeholders, let go of middle scroll wheel. And it threw it in here. The reason for that is if you don't, you're going to have 2 flags. You would actually have 2 flags like that. Even though I'm just showing you mine, when I delete mine, it'll go away. But you would have 2 flags because it's going to start. It's kind of like the buildings that the doors, like you have doors on buildings, and then if you didn't throw something in a placeables, that you have 2 doors and you can't get in, kind of like that. You need to throw it in the placeholders folder. Okay, so I'm gonna delete the one I did, but I have the one up there. So after you've laid flags on every single one of them, put it up there in the placeholders folder after you put it in the transform group. Okay, the transform group helps you just move it all as a whole. Now I'm going to hit delete here because I don't need that one, because I don't want extra flags. I'm going to go ahead and hit save again because I don't want to mess anything of my stuff up. And then after you have those spots and that I3D done in your map, you're good to go on that, and we can go ahead and change the path of the map US I3D to ours, the one that we put in there. So since we just added it and then we overwrote that destructible, I'll show you when we get there. Let this save real quick. Since we overwrote that file, we can go and make our path to that file so that it'll call ours, because ours is different than the in-game. So go back to your thing here and then go back to the map US one, and you'll see that under map US, go under map US XML, map US XML of your map, not the main game. Go edit with Notepad++, come in here and put your path. And since we just added that, that's now we know where it is. So we're going to go to where we knew we overwrote it and had added it. So we're going to go to config as soon as we get up there. And not config, my bad. Missions, because we had put it in a missions folder right here. And then we had put it here. So our path is going to be maps US, missions, and then this word, destructible, rocks, spots. Has to be written exactly as you see it with the capital letters and the lowercase letters as they are. So then you would come over here and type it out in this spot right here where it's talking about the destructible rock spots. So you would put maps, you'd get rid of data and whatever else was there, which was probably this stuff up here, like one of these. So basically you'll just go on and put maps, maps US, missions, destructible, rocks, spot I3D. So you should have it looking like that. That's your path to this one that we had overwrote, remember? And that will make that one work. We're going to leave this other one that we did to the end game, okay? Because it called, it's still going to call that, and it's still going to put the flags on the rocks, okay? This one has the coordinates, so to speak, and then this one, for whatever reason, it works. You can leave it at this one. You don't have to put it in your map. Okay, so you don't have to change this one from data shared assets. You can leave it at that. Okay, so then hit save, and if you've got your path, you're good to go on that. Alright, and now you've already done all your other stuff. You don't need a placeables, XML, you don't need a store item. You just make sure you had saved your map. Like I said, make sure you had put your one flag on each rock, okay, because it needs to be one on each, okay, and then of course you had put your the one you needed to put in the placeholders folder, the rock mission flag one in the placeholders folder. The other one I left out, and it didn't have any kind of problems, and I didn't get any errors in the log. So you shouldn't have any problems there. And again, if you get an error about a radius, it's because this information's not there, and it's saying it's not defined. So make sure this is attached to this under the user attributes. Okay, so now, and it's a float. So if you was doing it manually, it would be a float. I'm just letting y'all know. And you would write radius in the box and hit add, and then you just put the number there. That's how you add it. But make sure you hit save, and now you should be good to go in game and test the rocks. And remember, when you get in there, you got to make sure that you speed up time so that it can generate a contract. Because remember, I hadn't added any contracts. I hadn't even finished my fields yet. I mean, we're working, but we ain't trying to jump ahead that far. We're trying to do it in an order for the beginners. Okay, so we're going to go on in the game and show you that it works. And I don't think I left anything out. I'm trying to make sure before we go in there. We did the flag. Just keep that order. You put your rocks in, you save it, you do your map US XML, put your path to the destructible rocks that you just added, and then make sure you get the flag and the rock mission spot, and make sure that they have the right IDs. And make sure they have a radius. So make sure they have the right ID. Oops, I accidentally changed that. I put it back, but we ain't got to worry about it right now. I guess I better go ahead and hit save again, since I changed it by accident. When I grabbed it with the mouse, it changed it. But anyway, save your map, save your XMLs, all the things you changed, and you're ready to go in game. But as long as you did these, and you had your user thing here, and you threw your other one in your placeholders folder, you should be good to go. And you overwrote that other one when you sent it out, you should be fine. So just remember those steps, you'll be alright. Just rewatch the video if you're having a problem. It will work. Alright, it's going to take a second to load. Appreciate everybody. Smash the like button. Trying to do a little bit more on the different things. But we definitely still got some more XML stuff we want to add. I know that's kind of repetitive, but once we're done with it. We can move on to something else. But I just wanted to touch on this one. Get this in there. I was kind of bored with some of that other stuff, so I wanted to mess with this one. But I appreciate everybody. Subscribe if you haven't already. Smash the like button. Check out the channel. Check out the playlist. Check out the tutorials. There's a lot you can learn. There's FS19, FS22, FS25. There's some gameplay of different games you might want to watch, so check it out. Appreciate everybody. Helps the channel. Channel's growing quickly, and I appreciate everybody. So we're going to hop in and show you that it works. There we go. And start one up. We'll go to the bottom. We'll delete this one. Hit yes. Continue. No. And get on in there. Anyway, I'll catch you when we get in there. There we go. Alright, so we're going to hit escape. We'll check the area for the contracts, and you see there's not anything there right now. And everybody's like, oh no. And that was my problem. I was thinking, well, where is it? It's not working. And I forgot. And it just dawned on me. And I was like, oh, speed up time. So then it popped right up. So go speed up time. And then you'll see a contract pop up. Boom. There it is. Now go turn that back off because you don't want it to pass it. Or at least back down to there. Alright. So that makes your contract pop up, and you may have to wait longer than that, so just be patient, because then after I did one, I tried it again to see if it would pop another one up, and I had to go through about 6 months, or no, I had to go from September to I believe March, and then it popped up another one. Okay, so what you can do now, you can see it works. It's here. It's got the 86 one popped up, and I tried it again in different time, and it had different number popped up, so it does change. So this one's 22, and we didn't have to program any of that in because I kept it as it was. You know, I'm assuming, I'm not sure on this now. Somebody can, I hadn't dug deep enough into it on that part, but I'm assuming that's blocked off into their little programming area. If it's not, I just hadn't seen it yet. Okay, so bear with me on that one. If it's probably a way to change it in another area, but I didn't change it. I left it how theirs was. Okay, so as long as I have one, I don't really care about that. The price is fine to me. All right, so it's saying we'll make reward per rock is 530. Penalty per rock is 1,000. Man, that's rough. 4 rocks, and it's on Farmland 86, and the lease cost is $400 for the equipment if we was to get the equipment, and the contract reward is 2,200. Now we're going to borrow an item, but you could accept it this way, and you can just go buy these 2 items, and you could still do it, and it does work. I'm only going to do the borrowing one, but it does work. I already tried it. It works. Just take my word for it. So I don't want the video to be too long. Okay, so we're going to hit borrow. Click it. And you can see it has Noah there because he was a forestry one. It says the leased machines are waiting for you at the shop. Remember to fill the tools if needed. Now remember, if you had painted your farmland thing and you had done all those other things and that farmland information, then this will all pop up. Otherwise you might have an issue and you won't see that because you didn't paint it and you didn't get all that set up. Okay, and you need a store so that it can send that stuff to the store. And you also need to make sure you have your vehicle stuff set up, you know, in the XML of the mod desk. All right, but that's standard. It was already there, so I'm pretty sure most of y'all didn't change it anyway. All right, and here's our progress bar, and it'll go up when we do it. So we're gonna go ahead to the store. Let's click on up here. Click at the store. You can see it's already there. We'll enter the vehicle. You can see we'll get this, and then we got to figure out which one we got to go to. Since this is going to take too long to drive there, I'm going to throw it in a truck, and let me see which one it was. So it's going to highlight it. It's over here. Okay, so that ain't too bad. I'll throw it in a truck. Let me back out. I'm going to get out of here and throw it in a truck just to be lazy and go faster. Alright, let's get some sort of truck. I don't really care what truck it is as long as it fits. We'll just get this one. Let me click this. Now we click yes. Alright, now we can get out of there. Pick up the truck. Well, we're going to turn on our strength with our power tools and pick it up, and we're going to stick it in the back of this truck. This thing would take too long to get there, and I'm not going to go buying a trailer and everything else. We're just gonna be lazy. Stick it in the back of the truck. Very, very weird like. Yeah, it's not gonna be very good, is it? We're gonna have to try to... Hey, get off of there. We're gonna try to at least make it more level. That's better. Alright, we're gonna hop in. We're gonna hit L. If they accidentally threw me in there, you gotta go further to the front of this. Now, hit L to lock that in. And we might roll it a couple times, but hopefully it'll get us there faster than that little thing will. If I have to, I'll just carry it there myself. So I don't want to be driving forever and ever and ever. Boy, that thing is definitely too far over. Yeah, we're gonna roll it for sure. Well, we'll take a stroll on Jules Peaceful Valley. We got a lot more to do. Look at that tire. It can't handle this. It's like, my goodness. A wild mess. Let's try to stick over this way. It's not too far over here. But you can drive to wherever it is. I just don't want to take forever. There we go. We got a lot more stuff we gotta add. It's coming along though. Oh, don't roll me. Okay, we're getting closer. It's right over here to the back. That's our now if you're new to the channel, look at the playlist and you can learn how to add all these buildings you see. Okay, so just look back. Oh, we're gonna roll. Gotta be careful. Bumpy road here. Uh-oh, be real careful right there. Alright, I think we're too far over. We need to turn. Just a little bit. Alright, we're almost there. It's not much further to the rock thing. We're getting there. We gotta add trees and stuff in and all. There we go. We're almost there. It's way off over here. Now I may have to move mine later, but for now I really don't care where they are. I just wanted to show you how to do it. See, there's the flags because we got the contract thing going. Oh, don't roll me. Not when I get here. Ah! Oh no. It's okay. Okay, we should have stayed in there and hit L to get that off of there. Now then, we gotta pick this up and do some throwing. Now jump in it. And head on over to the rocks. And then we'll pick this up. And there's the rocks. You can see the flag. Gonna tip it. You're gonna hit B as in boy. And look what we got here. Beautiful. Now watch it. It's gonna bust. There you go. And the flag disappeared. Now if I had not put that in the placeholders folder, there would be two flags right here and there would still be one floating in the middle of the air. And you'd be like, what is going on? Okay? Alright, so run on over here and do this one. You see 25% at the top has been done because we did a little bit of it. And there you go, you can see that. That's that ship building playground thing over there. I did that on a previous episode, so y'all can check it out. There goes the flag and there goes the rock. See? Now you go on over here and to the next one. And it'll bust it. Because it already had that information, and I should have showed y'all that information. If you'd have opened up that first one we brought in, I might have showed it to you in the first part of the video, but it's been so long ago, so I forgot. If you look at the user attributes where it says destructible, and under gameplay where it says destructible object or whatever it says, on the first one, look under user attributes and it'll show you all the different settings you can set the power, or how, when it breaks, how long it before it breaks, or whatever, all the stuff that it has, what it'll be, what it'll turn into, will it turn into sand or stone, all that. That's where you set that at. As you see, you can hit escape now, and that thing that was showing here that it was here, it's gone, but you got to come in here and collect your money. It says completed, and he says that you get 1,800 because you had to pay 400 to rent that stuff, so they deducted it and it worked. And then you hit collect and it'll collect it. But if we had used our own equipment, we'd have got the full 2,200. See, but we would have had to bought that equipment. So it's cheaper just to do it this way and hit collect, and when you do, it's going to say mission was collected, and now you got your money. If you hit back real fast, you can see up there in the top corner that it's giving us 2,200 money for it. And now the rocks come back like that. Now I don't know if river bends comes right back immediately. I thought they stayed away a little longer, and I'm not sure on that one, what that's about, if there is some reason. But I'd have to play Riverbend again, so I don't remember. But whatever the case, these came right back, so you can do it again. And another note, before I fixed it where it would work, I had stuck these somewhere, and I just, without a contract working at all, I came to bust up these rocks, and they would bust up with one of them things. So I was still able to bust up the rocks even without a contract, because it was on, at the time it was on, I think it was on farmland that I would be able to just, I know I had bought the farmland, because see, if you click this and go here and click over here, I bought it. So I clicked buy, and then I just went there and with stuff that I had bought, and I was able to bust it myself. So I took my own equipment there after I bought it and was able to bust the rock. So you don't have to do it. I busted these. Now some of them I didn't quite get the ground up, but as long as you close, you could bust it either way, as long as you could get that tool on there. So if your rock is floating a little bit, don't panic. It'll still work. Some of mine are up a little. I'll have to bring the ground up a little more. But anyway, that's gonna do it. I guess we're going to go ahead and call that a video here. And that's how you do your contract and mission work. So, but anyway, we're going to call that here. I hope you enjoyed. I'm going to catch you on the next one. Please hit that like button, subscribe, turn on your notification bell if you want to receive a notification every time I post a video. Goodbye, everybody.